What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 19th episode of the Nothin But Net Show. We're coming at you guys a little differently with an audio podcast because we hit a couple roadblocks, but there was no way that we were going to go more time without releasing another edition of the Nothin But Net Show.
Yeah, as some of you guys know, this is where we started, and the Western Conference Finals just started, the Eastern Conference Finals just started, the draft lottery, Lakers have the 4 pick, Jamar's Portland's down 0-1, like, we can't let it slide another week or so.
We definitely had to touch on it. Definitely. I'm your co-host, Jamar.
And I'm your co-host, Mikey. And I think we should hop in on the backcourt of CJ versus Dame versus the backcourt of the two-time MVP, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Let's do it. So let's start off with a Game 1 recap. Honestly, I didn't see anything that I didn't not expect to see, you know? Mm-hmm. Coming off of a tough Game 7 in Denver, flew straight to Oracle. Yes. I figured they would get beat. I mean, coach they canceled practice so that they can rest up. So they didn't have a shoot around. They didn't have a team meeting. So obviously they had defensive struggles against them. Steph Curry had 37, I believe, on straight wide open threes. Not to take away anything for what he did, but I'm saying more so Portland's defense was terrible on the screen and roll. The big is in the paint. Like, what?
You're not guarding
against Steph Curry.
You're guarding Steph Curry.
Right. So I didn't see anything that I didn't not expect to see. I figured the Warriors would smack them at home first game without KD. But I tell you what, though, tonight's game is going to be real interesting.
I still got Steph and Klay tonight.
Nah, I got the Blazers stealing this one.
Now,
because imagine now they can make their defensive adjustments. And they were in the game for most of the game, honestly, which I wasn't even expecting. I was expecting a complete beatdown. I'd say probably until mid to late third.
They were pretty much into it. It was a 6-point game. Or 8-point game. Because it was 6, they missed, and then Steph Curry comes out and gets a layup.
Yeah.
So the game was close, and then they just blew the doors off it.
Which again, I was expecting that for the complete game.
Yeah, because there was times where they were up a lot, and then Portland made a run.
Right.
But it just seemed like every time they were getting close, Steph or Iggy did something.
Did you see anything from that game that changes your prediction for the series? And tell the people what your prediction for the series was.
So, my prediction was Golden State no matter what. If KD plays Game 2... Like, if his first game is Game 2 or his first game is Game 3, it's a sweep. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, I got Golden State probably in 5.
Okay.
Even if he doesn't. Like, if him and DeMarcus don't play, absolute worst case, Golden State in 6. But I would take them in 5.
Wow.
The only thing that I saw that was sort of disheartening was, as you said, like, the pick and roll defense. Like,
that was terrible.
And you don't even have to, like, study the Warriors to know.
That was terrible.
How do you not step up on Steph Curry?
And it's not even like you said, you don't have to study the Warriors to know that, but like Coach Stotts, and I've given him a lot of credit. I think he's very underrated as a coach. I think he's a great coach. His stars stick up for him. Dame, CJ, they talk positively about him and the coaching staff all the time. How do you not make an adjustment in game? And after the game when he was challenged on it, he went back and said, oh, but he was trapped when he put up 33 in the second half. I mean, yeah, but still, it's better to get the ball out of his hands. I don't know. It's not even necessarily to trap him, because I also don't agree with that, because the Warriors will beat you with that. Yeah, just show. Either hedge strong or switch or whatever you're gonna do, but you can't just have the man taking wide open threes.
I understand not wanting to switch the big on Steph.
But then hedge strong.
Yeah, you just gotta come up heavy and make him make that over the top pass or pass to the corner and then pass to the big or the roll man. Like, you have to do something that Steph Curry just doesn't walk into every 3-point shot. I think there was 1 or 2 the whole game that were
contested. Yeah. You can't have the best shooter in the world shooting wide open threes.
And see, when he was talking about Houston, every shot that Steph hit was hand in the face.
At least.
Defender like a foot
he just got on fire. And when he's on fire, there's nothing you can do about that. But to talk about my predictions for the series, I have a couple different scenarios here. And I need you guys to stay with me. So, scenario one. No KD, no KD, no DeMarcus the whole series. I have the Blazers winning it in 6 or 7.
Yikes.
I truly think that CJ will come along. CJ struggles against the Warriors. I believe he's averaging 18 on 30-something% from the field. I believe 35% from the field this season against the Warriors. I don't expect those struggles to continue. Dame and CJ have outplayed Steph and Clay for the entirety of this playoffs. I expect that to continue, and I expect, honestly, the Portland is a deeper team. So I'm hoping that they can really, the coaching staffs can find a way to manage those minutes and be able to get that done. That's if KD and DeMarcus don't play.
Okay.
If KD comes back, let's say we know he's out for tonight, game 2. Mm-hmm. Let's say he starts game 3 or 4. I have Warriors in 6.
Because you have Portland winning tonight regardless.
Yeah. I think Portland wins tonight. And honestly, truthfully, I don't think, this might sound bad, but I truthfully don't think that the Warriors are beatable in a 7-game series with KD. I don't think that's possible.
No.
So, I mean, those are my 2 scenarios. I got.
And then if Boogie and KD comes back.
If Boogie and KD come back, 5. Dame gonna get me 1. But let's touch on the other game 1 that we witnessed that just happened last night. A much more exciting game.
Yeah.
The Bucks and the Raptors. What was your takeaway from that, and what was your prediction for that series?
Okay, so going into the series, I had Bucks winning this. I still have Bucks winning the series. I had them winning game 1. My biggest takeaway.
You had them winning in how many games?
I probably gotta go. Said 7 before, so I'm gonna stick with 7.
Yeah, I think this one goes the distance too.
And so my biggest takeaway was, again, Toronto's bench falters. They play god awful. But Kyle
Lowry
off.
I was like, are we sure this is game 1?
Yeah, he was hitting them.
He always struggles in game 1s for him.
He was 7 for 9 from 3, and his second miss was just like, with 20 seconds on the clock, you got to chuck up a quick 3.
Listen, I feel terrible that the Raptors lost that game.
Kyle Lowry put up 31.
He put his heart and soul into that game.
30, and you still lose?
And Pascal played well too. And honestly, Kyle Lowry just, I mean, it's not even so much the threes and all the points that he put up. He was hustling. You saw the man dive full on for a ball, which he ended up saving. Mm-hmm. You see different scenarios. I mean, I really felt bad for the Raptors in that one.
Yeah, they were putting it all out. Like, even the players that weren't hitting their shots, like, they were still going full effort. But then Brook Lopez took over. It was raining down.
And honestly, we have seen, I think Giannis does kind of what LeBron does, in the sense of, if you ever watch LeBron in the playoffs, in game 1, he never really seems to be that absolute full version of himself. Besides Golden State. Golden State, every single game, whatever.
Yeah, you can't give them one game.
But as we saw in the final last year, 53 game 1. But
you can't give them game 1.
Yeah, besides that, LeBron James usually tends to feel out the game, see how they're going to play him, different things, and then he goes crazy for the rest of the series. Mm-hmm. If you remember last year, Indiana, the Raptors, and the Celtics, all 3 of those games, the game 1, he did not play as good as he did for the remainder of the series. And I've noticed the same trend with Giannis. I think that he likes to do that. I think that he likes to fill out the team. Game 1 of the Celtics series, he didn't look that good. Game 1, Orlando was different because they were literally playing no one.
Yeah.
But game 1 of the Celtics series, he did not look himself.
Pistons.
Oh, Pistons, my bad, yes. They were playing no one. Blake Griffin didn't play until the very end of the series. But game 1 of each series,
but I feel
he's looked slightly lesser.
With Boston, they just hit him in the mouth. I don't think that he necessarily.
But he wasn't playing aggressive that game 1.
But
that was the biggest knock on him.
Yeah, they're building a wall. I feel like it's that Giannis. It's not necessarily that he wants to read it; it's that he has to learn how to adjust to it. I feel like he adjusts the defense instead of making the defense adjust to him at times. But
that's okay.
No, I'm not saying that's bad, but that's why I think that's sometimes why he's not as aggressive. Like, when everyone else is hitting their shots, all he has to do, drive the lane, 3 dribbles, draw a defender, and then So
I think it's really him taking a page out of Bron's book. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen him develop his game sort of to be LeBron-esque, if you will. Even with what you just mentioned, the drive and kick. What is LeBron so good at with his playmaking? Driving quick. Exactly, and that's exactly what Milwaukee did for Giannis. And so they space the floor. Either he can work. I mean, obviously, as LeBron's career has progressed, he's become a great scorer from other parts of the floor as well, from just the paint, which we're assuming that Giannis will eventually do.
Maybe.
But, I just think that he likes to feel him out. I think we're going to see a very different Giannis in Game 2. I also have this series going 7. I think this is going to be real exciting. And
one more thing. I do like how they match up with Giannis defensively.
They were playing zone.
You can either throw Kawhi at him, you can throw Pascal at him, you can throw a Bach on him for like 3-4 minutes, you can throw Marcus on him. So I'm not saying that they're all going to
stop him.
But throwing him different types, and all 4 of them are completely different types of defenders. So throwing him like different things to look at, throwing him either like Kawhi coming up and then Marcus Gasol helping, being like, if Brook Lopez is in, whoever's there next, like if Mirotic is in, you just got to help from the weak side and make Giannis pass from the right wing to the left corner. Like I think the amount of big bodies that are really, really good defenders, it's going to be. That's what I'm most excited for, seeing how Giannis attacks.
So for the basketball junkies out there, they were playing 3-2 zone match for a lot of the game. Meaning, for those of you that don't know, picture 3 players, your guards and a forward, pretty much up around the arc of the 3-point line, and then you have your power forward and your center somewhere around the block area of the paint. And what they were doing was they were playing that zone and matching up with whoever was in the area. And I thought that was very effective because whenever Giannis got past one of the wings and drove in, you automatically have 2 people there, and then the weak side person would also come. So it would be times where Giannis would drive and they would collapse 3 or 4 players right around him. But at the same time, the immediate passes are taken away because they're in a zone.
Yeah, he has to make that.
And I think that was a great coaching decision. Nick Nurse, Toronto Raptors. I think that was a really great move. It worked very well. Unfortunately, the Raptors lost that one. I think that's a deflating win. I did pick the Raptors to win before this series, but that was more so emotional. Yeah. I have to be honest, the Bucks are the better team. Straight up. The Bucks are the better team. I would like for the Raptors to win.
Because you want to see Kawhi.
I want to see Kawhi KD in the finals. But in all fairness, in all honesty, the Bucks are the best. The Bucks are the better team.
Like I want to see Kawhi in the finals, but I don't want to see the Raptors in the finals.
You mean you do want to see Kawhi?
Yeah, I do want to see Kawhi, but I don't want to see like Kyle Lowry. Like I just don't want to see Steph put 40 on his head every game. I'd rather watch the Bucks. They're more entertaining. And I mean, shoot,
maybe Kyle Lowry about to start putting 40 on people's heads too.
Maybe.
That's how he looked like last night.
I've never seen him do that. I've never been a fan of Kyle Lowry in the postseason.
I mean, who can blame me?
And so what I also think with that defense is they're making the Bucks win. They're not letting Giannis win.
Right. But if they do that, again, the Bucks are the better team.
They got a bunch of snipers, so it all depends on who's hitting. Right. Because if Brook Lopez doesn't go for a career high 29, they might win that game.
Oh yeah, they win that game for sure.
He does. And there's also, is Chris Middleton going to go 4 for 13 again?
No,
probably not.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's honestly watching that. If anything, made me realize the Raptors played such a great game and lost. And it's like, how much better can the Raptors play? Obviously, you expect your bench to show up, but the Bucks didn't play that great of a game.
Yeah.
So
Malcolm Brogdon was really good off the bench. Mm-hmm. We got nothing from George Hill and Pat McConnington off the bench.
We got nothing from Eric Bledsoe for half the game.
Yeah, and then
I think he had a goose egg at halftime, and then he flipped a switch. So it's tough, but I think the Bucks got that in 7.
I think so too.
But listen, we had madness in the NBA draft lottery. I had to host a Jamar score and get my immediate reaction out there. Oh my gosh! First of all, I want to touch on it is not rigged. First of all, I want to touch on the fact that I applaud the NBA. I applaud the NBA 100%.
For rigging it for LeBron James.
They did not rig it. What they did was they just stopped tanking. By evening out the percentages more, it doesn't make sense to tank and try to be the worst team in the league anymore.
Just be bottom
because
five.
It's not a guaranteed.
Just be bottom 5.
Mikey, stop.
No, I'm saying that's what teams are going to do. Like, it's not going to necessarily.
I'm not saying that they completely.
It's going to stop Philly tanking.
I'm not saying like they completely eradicated it.
Yeah, it's just going to
stop. But I'm saying that it's going to discourage teams. Teams will be more discouraged to do so. But as for the actual results of the draft, I mean, where to begin? Boston probably being the biggest losers with the Sacramento Kings pick, end up being the 14th pick.
Yeah.
The Heat were lower than expected. The Lakers were projected to be around 12-13.
Got 4.
They got the 4th pick. The Knicks, who had a 3-way tie for the best percentage at the number 1, They got the number 3. You have 2 small markets in Memphis and New Orleans getting the 2nd and 1st pick respectively. I mean, what a draft.
All right, so
they really changed the draft lottery to an event.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. So, with the first pick, I guess we'll start there. Zion, I guess, and AD.
Obviously.
Is the move.
But according to the sources...
I think that may speed up the AD trade.
Right. According to the sources, it works out both ways because, one, an 18-year-old kid isn't going to convince Anthony Davis to stay. He's a superstar, top 5 player in this league. Yeah. Playing with an 18-year-old is not going to convince him. But that's also the thing, too. And then secondly, Toronto went on record saying it actually helps them because, as you know, they have a new GM in David Griffin, who's the former Cavalier championship GM, and he wants to show the type of GM he is. So it gives him the opportunity to... It gives him an easier path to actually move Anthony Davis out and rebuild with a younger team. Obviously, if he makes a deal with the Lakers, he'll get that 4. If he makes a deal with the Knicks, he would get that 3, and different things like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is don't trade Anthony Davis yet.
Why? That makes no sense.
What if he likes playing with?
No, Shad. Don't keep Anthony Davis out.
Here's the thing, though.
The man has said. According to Stephen A. Smith, the man has said specifically he does not want to be there for media day.
But you got AD, you got Drew Holiday, you got Zion.
What is Zion going to do his first year out of the league?
It doesn't matter what he's going to do his first year. It matters.
It does, because that's the only year AD's left on his contract.
But it also matters, what
get AD out of there, because guess what? What you're going to see is diminished returns. That's what you're going to see. Because the deals you get this summer, just like the Lakers offered half their team when that happened, I told you that would probably be their best trade offer ever. And it will be. Because guess what now? Kyrie's leaving Boston and they're not going to offer JT. They're out of there because their pick became the 14th pick.
But now you have 5 picks in the next 3 years. 5 first-round picks.
Listen, I'm telling you. All that's going to happen is diminished returns. That's all that's going to happen. Either they can trade AD this summer and get the most that they can get this summer for him. I guarantee you if they wait for trade deadline, if they wait for whatever it is, they're not going to get the same. I guarantee you.
Let's say you go for the trade deadline.
What if he gets hurt?
He gets hurt. But let's say the Lakers are at 6, right? Season's not looking too hot. They're like, we'll give you this and this. And they're like, well, if you don't give us what we want, you guys are going to be the 7th seed.
But that's the thing. Listen. They don't have leverage. They don't have the leverage. No, they don't.
There's going to be more teams. The Knicks are going to try.
With who?
What do you mean with who?
Are they going to trade Kevin Knox? No. Are they going to?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have Kevin Durant, if they believe the reports,
so they're going to trade Knox, the 3, and who else?
You can trade Mitchell Robinson, any combination of Mitchell Robinson.
Come on, bro.
He balled last year. He's better than Lonzo Ball last year. So.
Yikes. You're taking him going forward over Lonzo Ball?
I'll take him.
Going forward over Lonzo Ball?
I might.
Come on now, Mikey. Come on now, Mikey.
What is Lonzo Ball going to be? A career?
His ceiling's not higher? I said going forward, which would you take? Yeah, that's what I said. So you're measuring ceiling.
No, not necessarily. I'm measuring what I've seen. And Lonzo Ball still is yet to impress me.
His 2nd year in the league.
Cool. What does he do?
His 2nd year in the league.
De'Aaron Fox had his 2nd year in the league, and he was light years ahead of him.
Okay.
Trae Young this year, light years ahead of him.
I expect Lonzo Ball to take a jump, obviously. I think he has to.
I think his dad just overhyped him. I think everyone bit into the hype. But he doesn't really create for himself. His whole offense is in the fast break. And once you get to the half court game, dribble, get to the 3-point line, look, pass. Walk to the corner.
I disagree. I think he has a very high ceiling.
And he also won't play New Orleans. He said he won't play New Orleans. Or his dad did.
No, that happened before. Imagine if you're paired up now in New Orleans with Lonzo Ball. What if RJ slips to the 4? Because there's reports that the Knicks are actually considering, I forget the name, but he was the number 1 point guard going into the season. He's projected to be the 4 pick if the Knicks go with the RJ. But there's talks that they're going to work him out and they're actually considering taking him.
They should definitely take RJ.
But what if RJ slips to the 4? So you're talking about Lonzo Ball, RJ, Zion, and obviously he would probably be packaged with. Hold on. Obviously he would probably be packaged with. So Lonzo off the bench too? Come on now. That's nice.
I mean, it's cool. We saw it this year.
By the way, Drew's probably out of there, too. Drew wants out as well.
Oh, yeah, he does. But it's also like, who's going to trade for him?
The Lakers. If I'm the Lakers, honestly, I try to package Drew and AD. I don't care if it's half the team. Because Drew, AD, Braun, that's a big three right there. And then you can add on to it with other supplemental pieces. There's so many pieces in this draft that are free agents. You're talking about Mirotic is a free agent. Brook Lopez is about to be a free agent. Al Horford is about... There's so many players that aren't stars, but are difference makers on a team. And if I'm the Lakers, I'm trying to get both of them.
All right, but also, who's talking to the Pelicans trying to get the trade done? Like, who's
I don't know.
The Lakers?
I don't know. That's a big problem.
Another thing, too, is if they don't figure it out in time, and the Knicks do offer what they can offer, and they get Anthony Davis, the Lakers are sitting there twiddling their thumbs like,
I don't think...
And who do you take with the 4 pick? The 4 pick isn't anything really that
What are you talking about? That's exactly what I was just talking about. That's the point guard who was the number one point guard coming into the year. He just got hurt. He only played like 4 or 5 games.
I mean, I'm good off that.
Oh, you're good off that, but you're not good off Michael Porter.
Oh, but he's healthy.
What's the difference? He's healthy now. Did he play 1 game last season?
No, but that's
okay. So what's the difference? Because he's about to be healthy coming into the year. So what's the difference? He was the number one point guard coming into the college season.
I really think this draft is 3-4 players like deep.
That's the 4th pick. You just said 4 players.
Yeah, but the 4.
You just said 3-4 players deep.
Cam Reddish.
If you go Cam, if you go to point guard, I think it's a little deeper. I'd probably go like 5 or 6. I'm not saying it's like the deepest draft ever.
But honestly, after 3, it's like...
There's a lot of players in this draft, though, that I think will end up good.
I mean, role players.
They're not great right now, but that's okay. You need role players on a championship team.
Yeah, but you don't want to role play with the 5 pick.
Would the Warriors have become a championship? But they have the 4. We're talking about the Lakers here.
Yeah, but it's not really too big of a... Like,
you literally just said, and I quote, like I think this is 4 or 5 deep.
Yeah, but Cam Reddish is not close to RJ. Cam Reddish isn't close to Ja.
Opportunities.
Cam Reddish isn't... They're on the same team, so if he outworked him in practice...
I think RJ's overrated. I've told you that from the beginning. I told you that all season. You thought he was better than Zion. I told you Zion was better. Zion's the number 1 pick. I told you from the beginning RJ's overrated.
He's not.
True or false?
Yeah, you did, but it's false.
No. True or false that I said that?
Yeah, so
I've said that from the beginning. Oh, just like I was wrong about Zion. Because you said RJ was better.
Talent-wise, yeah, he's better. Just Zion's bigger and more athletic. So once he gets to the league...
So if you're drafting right now, would you take RJ or Zion?
Ja.
Would you take RJ or Zion?
I'll take Zion.
Okay.
Because it's
higher. I'll just ask him.
But I think
Ja's nasty. Ja's nasty.
I think his floor is lower than RJ's floor.
Ja's nasty. Ja,
my God. And that's what's going to be cool, too. Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. to rebuild in Memphis?
Facts. That's going to be real nice. But I have to say, very off topic, I can't wait to watch Cole at North Carolina. I can't wait to watch the best player in the country at North Carolina.
LaMelo's better.
Yikes. Anyways, I think we just about touched every one of the topics that we planned on hitting on.
Yeah, seems like it.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us again on another episode of the Nothin But Net Show. Coming to you guys again with the audio podcast. As always, if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow our social media pages. On Twitter, we're Modern Sports _. On Instagram, we're Modern Sports Media. On Facebook, just look up Modern Sports Media Group. You can check us out at modernsportsmediagroup.com. And we're looking forward to the next one. So, again, hopefully the next one we get you guys with a video. Worst case, if the circumstances aren't the best, we'll be here with the audio podcast. Yeah, we'll pipe you guys up with the audio. We'll definitely get you guys something. All right. Well, we love you all. Peace.